Howdy, Mick here from Hopper Adventures. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Pardon the raspy voice, but I'm getting over a cold first time in a couple of years from my daughter. So I want to check in with everyone and say hey and talk about the upcoming ride this Sunday that I'm super excited about. It's been months and months of work going into that. It's a little bit different than what we've done in the past with segments. So this will be informative for both those of you who have been riding hoppers forever and those who are out for their first time. So now that I have your attention of the beautiful scenery here, this is a shot of Low Gap. I just want to remind you of what this is all about with the hoppers. Keep it real. We've been doing this for 25 years. It's about the adventure and the exploration and the shred. I know most people are wondering about the segments and the timing and what bikes and what tires. But today I'm going to focus on the element which we have, which is new, which is the timed segment. Before that, though, I'll have your attention. So something special about this ride is where it's taking place. It's in Sonoma County, my home county, near Occidental, where my wife grew up, Sebastopol, where we live now. Duncan's Mills is a very special space. It's a small, small town along the Russian River with a lot of locally owned small businesses that are hosting us. What's really important here is we have a good time while respecting the businesses that are be doing commerce during the day. So this is where you need to park. It's essential over here. We'll have volunteers from the West County mountain bike team helping you guys out. There's restrooms nearby. And then down here across the street, there's some additional restrooms. If you run out of parking space here, you can find places legally to park along Moscow Road, and be very careful crossing back and forth from Duncan's Mills parking side over to this area. There will be some CHPs early in the morning to help ensure that things are calm and mellow. Over here, you'll see where this is where you're going to check in for registration. Over here at Gold Coast Coffee is where you can grab some coffee and pastries. We'll be having lunch afterwards with Gold Coast Oven Baked Pizza and Mackinac Arena. There's more restrooms over here. We'll be eating out over here, and hopefully the musers will be playing if it's not wet. And in the lawn area is a place where you can bring a chair or a blanket and just chill out and have your food. We'll have beer being poured by Sierra Nevada. So a note about this, and we've made some adjustments for people who did not put their numbers on correctly, but it's essential that you do not wrap your race numbers. It has to be mounted flat without bending the timing chip, or there's no way for us to read it. We cannot manually enter it, so your ride will be invalid. So you can check on the map or ride with GPS for the exact locations of the segment, and there's links here. I'm going to show you this in just a little bit, but both of those are the ones, and they're accurate on our webpage. Something different is that instead of having a chat and then a mass rollout, this course has been tricky to get our permits to be safely allowed to proceed on these narrow open roads. So pay attention to that. If those of you who are signed up for the series aren't so much concerned about each day and have the season goal, which is super commendable to finish all of them. If for some reason you miss the second start time, which is a hard cutoff time, you can message us and we can make sure to adjust that. So again, there will not be a pre-race announcement or mass rollout. You'll route small groups. Before we go over the timing, here's the general loop. This is the long one. So notice Duncan's Mills. It's about 12 miles to this spot here. These are our feed zones. So segment one, I'm going to go ahead a little bit here. Segment one starts at the base of King Ridge, ends at Tin Barn. Segment two starts at Cruce, ends up just before the intersection of Fort Ross Road. So this is really important timing to pay attention to. You can leave from Duncan's Mills whenever you want, but the timing gates will not be open until 9:30. Okay, and you'll find the spot. So 9:30 to 10 at mile 12, we'll start the long course. If there's folks doing the short course, they're concerned they won't be get to the finish of the first segment by 11:45, which is very unlikely. It's only 12 miles. You could sneak in with this group. but we prefer you guys to be in this time slot so we can keep people, keep track of the last riders. And then the window for the start of the short course will be from 10 to 10:15. When you see that spot, our timing person will be set up. It's important not to be taking up room in the road. So please remember the whole point of this is to, well, there's 2 points. One is to keep people safe on the road so we're not in mass. And the second one is allow us to enjoy the rest of the ride when we're not going hard. So then our timers will break down at 11:45 from Tin Barn and set up for the second segment, which opens at 12:15 and closes at 3:15 p.m. The end of the second segment is at 12:45 and will close at 4 o'clock. What that means is here's the start of the first segment. This is the base of the true King Ridge climb. You leave Cazadero and you roll up a little bit and you drop down along the creek, Dawson Creek. And this is where the segment will begin. It ends at Tin Barn up at Red Car Wineries, one of their exclusive vineyards up there. And we'll have a great feed zone up there staffed by the West County bike team. Okay, then you'll proceed on the route, whether it's short or it's long. And the second timing segment is the same place. Behind this is also our second feed zone. So you'll roll in here. We'll have porta potties. There's a restroom. Top off your water. Osmo and Gelbio will be there. Get your Joe Jabars and your goo. And that's where your segment will start. It's gravel to the top of Cruz. And then you continue to the top of Ritchie Ranch between Fort Ross that comes from the coast and Fort Ross that goes down to Cazadero. And from then, you can just take your time, enjoy Myers Grade without any sort of pressure, and proceed. I want you guys to note right here, there's a dot. What that represents is a stop sign. There should be a CHP position there, but it's a two-way stop going up here. Riders this direction have to stop, and this direction have to stop. Coming from up the coast, they don't. And it's a bit of a downhill. So please, please, please proceed into this section, even though it's on the segment, as if you're going to come to a complete stop. Then if you notice that it's open, you may proceed through there. So please use caution. Just some notes to remember. So the roads are open. This is essential. I know that there's a competitive element to this and people think that they're in very remote places, which they are, but the roads are open. You must obey the rule of the roads. Obey the stop signs. Please don't assume because you're on bikes that you can roll through them. So it seems like you're in the middle of nowhere, but there will be cars, trucks, trailers. What I tell people always for these, when you can't see around a turn, assume there's a truck pulling a trailer and ride accordingly so that you can adjust if there is, because every now and then there will be. Don't litter. Please don't make us pick us up after your stuff. Get it into your pocket. If you do drop it, stop and pick it up. If you drop a bottle, stop and pick it up. Don't park in the parking lot for the customers at Duncan's Mills. I mentioned this before. You'll be directed to park in the lot if it fills along Moscow Road. Be careful while you're riding and warming up. During that time of the day, there's going to be a lot of bikes going back and forth. It's also a popular time for people heading out to the coast and to Duncan's Mills. Rider etiquette, riding together and not for others. I know it's a segment. I don't want people to strategize, especially men working for women for this. I want that to evolve based upon ability and not necessarily strategically. It's fun to ride together and work together and pin it together. So if it ends up that people are working together, that's part of the Grasshoppers. But there's no prize money on the line. We've got some wonderful bottles of wine by Red Car. This experience that we're creating for you is to raise money for the Volunteer Fire Foundation. And hopefully you guys will make some time to watch this video. Anyways, you guys, thanks for your time. I'm a little bit under the weather. I still want to get this video out to you. There's a lot of information on the internet. Ask people who are coming out. And don't forget to prepare yourself as if you're out for an epic day, because you're going to be, and have everything that you need to do, your tools, your tubes, your tires, your change, etc. If you find yourself and you're doing the long course, and you get to this intersection right here. This is the Casaya Rancheria. This is the add-on right here. Note this loop, the Skags. You can cut the course shorter and do this segment. So that'll get you guys back in time for the foods and the celebration. Anyways, that's it for now. I will see you guys either for the pre-ride on Saturday, or I will see you guys out there on Sunday. Okay. Pura vida.